connect your flight controller to the computer using USB cable. So if your flight controller have old firmware, you can go here and click on the flasher. So here my flight controller is SP Racing F3, so I will click on that. In that I will pick the latest stable version, this one here. Then only this manual baud rate should be 256000 for this board. For your board maybe it's a different one. So after that you just select one of this, then you click on this load firmware and click on the flash firmware. I don't do now because they are already done. So in case if you are doing on new board, you can follow the same steps. So once this is done, you can click on this connect, then it will go to configuration. So sometimes it won't connect because these drivers are not installed. In that case, you can install these drivers so that your board will be communicating with this configurator. So please install these drivers so that it will connect and we can configure very easily. So click on this connect and you can see here, first thing we need to set direction of the flight controller, because when we are building we did some changes. So you can see here, so I'm moving my flight controller like this, forward and backward. But the thing is what happening, see, forward and backward is going left and right is going right and left, it's going opposite. So in this case what we need to do is we need to change the board orientation. So for that you need to go here in configuration. So here you can see the board and sensor alignment. In that we need to change the yaw to 90 degrees. Then you just click on save and reboot. Once you have done this, you can go back and see. Now see, going forward and backward, so it's moving. So you need to adjust this one first, otherwise things will go wrong. So once it is done, this one is for calibrating accelerometer, so that it will calibrate the board, so that it will give the actual see, like this. So now let's jump into configuration part. So in the configuration, these are one shot ESC. So you can click on this motor stop, okay, do not spin when it is on. Then you can come down and you can see if these are available, you can, or else even if you don't have also, let it be like this, or else just uncheck this. And here, based on what kind of features you want to use, you can use it. If you are using the sensors, so you can use like OSD and all. I am not using any OSD, so that's why I am not enabling any. So maybe you need this soft serial, save like this. Then you need to, yeah, these are the basic things you need to change. Once it is done, we can go to fail safe. Fail safe, you need to keep it in a drop. So this is what it's supposed to be. Don't keep it land, because drop means when the signal is lost, it will fall down. So it will fall exactly where it is. And if you are using LED strips, you can see here. So now I will connect the battery to check the motor direction and receiver, whether it is working fine or not. So as I said, like the configuration, so now we need to check the receiver and motors, whether it is spinning properly or not. So you can see here the receiver, I connected power, so it's affecting, okay. So like this. Now we can check the motors. So you can go to motors, make sure if you don't put any propellers on it, so enable this, so we can see. So the first, you can see here, the first motor should rotate clockwise. So you can see here, okay, it's fine, it's rotating clockwise. So it's rotating fine clockwise. Then second motor, so second motor should rotate counterclockwise, but it's rotating clockwise. Then third motor we'll see. So third motor should rotate clockwise, so it's rotating clockwise, so no problem with this motor. Then fourth one, it's supposed to rotate clockwise and it's rotating clockwise. So we have problem only with 2 and 3. So 2 supposed to rotate counterclockwise, but it's rotating clockwise. Then 3 supposed to rotate counterclockwise, but it's rotating clockwise. These two things we need to change. One thing easily what you can do is you can change any of these 2 wires and shuffle it so that it will rotate, or else we'll do this in BL Heli configurator, so that will be easy. So before we do that configuration, what we need to do is, I have given this switch for the modes, so 3-way switch for the modes. So what I'm doing is I'm using this for modes, so 1 2 3 modes. Okay, so that we can see here in this. So just go to modes. So I want to add angle mode, that is the stabilization mode. So click on this. Then I want to use horizon mode, add this. So these 2 modes is important for me. So I can see, you can see that switch. So the green color one you can see right here, the green color one you can see, the green color one. So it's changing, see the way I am, see this is the first one, green button, you can see green point here, this is the first mode and this is the second mode. So I want to use first mode for angle, means it's like a stabilization mode, so I will adjust like this. Then second mode I want to use it for this. Third, automatically it will go to acro mode, so I don't want to put any modes, just only stabilization mode and horizon mode. This will be acro. Okay, so for acro we don't need to specify anything. If you are not specified anything, automatically it will be acro. Okay, then you just click on save. That's it. So you can see receiver is working fine. So all these things are working fine. Okay, so fine. So now we need to change the motor direction. So now open this BL Heli configurator and connect your flight controller to computer and connect the battery also, because to configure this one we need to power the ESCs, that's why we need this. So after powering up with battery, just click on this connect, then it will come like this. Make sure no propellers on the motor. So click on the read setup, so you can see the motors. So 1 2 3 4, here it is mentioned ESC type GL30, and this is the version of the firmware. So this is the ESC model, and this is the ESC firmware which is flashed. So you can come down and you can see these two 3 have problems, so change that to normal and just click on flash firmware. So try to keep the same version in all. So that is 16.5, so let it be 16.5 and just say flash. So it's flashing now. Once it is done, we can do it for ESC3 also. So let it be done. So it's done now. ESC3 normal, just click on flash firmware. So let it be like this only, change the version to 16.5, then just click on flash. So make sure all 3 have a same firmware. Okay, so let's check again whether it is up or not. Just click on this read setup. Okay, so see, I think so. Let's disconnect, better you can disconnect. So I will connect again and I'll say read setup. So you can see all are normal. Okay, so everything is normal. I think it's ready, just we need to check it in. So now let's go to Chrome. So let's see, go to motors and just click here. So first motor supposed to rotate clockwise. So clockwise. Then second motor, here you can see second motor supposed to rotate counterclockwise. So yeah, counterclockwise. Then third motor again counterclockwise. So, counterclockwise, fine. Then fourth one clockwise. Like this. So now all motors are spinning properly. So just one time we can do this calibration, accelerometer calibration. Then we can connect the FPV transmitter and we can cover this one. Then we can place the props and it's ready for test flight. So I will disconnect this and I will add the props and top cover on it. So I installed the top plate, and this is for Velcro for the battery, and propellers I have installed. So you can see here there will be two types of propeller. This one is counterclockwise and this one is clockwise. So you can see this edge should be facing based on the direction. So clockwise this should be facing this side, counterclockwise this should be facing this side. So that is the main difference. Easily you can identify. This edge should follow the direction, means if it is clock this should be like this, if it is counterclock this should be like this. So it will be spinning like this. So this edge should be this side. If it is a counterclockwise, so it should be like this. So now I will check this one and I will go for flying and I'll check how it is flying. So let's see the flying video now.